Hey guys, before this episode starts, I do want to apologize for how choppy and how it doesn't flow as well. We had a ton of technical difficulties trying to record this episode. It just kept on stop recording, stuff that was out of our control really. So we just had to keep on restarting our recording. As we mentioned in the podcast, Nick will be moving closer to me, so we will be able to just record in person hopefully soon. Uh, Once again, I'm so sorry for it sounding so choppy. Um, but let's get this episode started. Thanks for all the support, guys. Hope you enjoy. God damn it. What's up, you guys? This is our third time attempting this fucking recording of technical difficulties with Jake and Nick.
It
Uh,
was fucking. This is awful. I think it was the new phone. I'm not sure what's happening. We're gonna figure it out. Fifth time the charm. So
Well, with you moving closer to me here soon, it's going to be way easier, and then I can just bring over my laptop and microphone, and we can just fucking do it in your apartment.
that'll be way easier. Yeah.
You don't have to do it over this fucking phone bullshit. Uh, Anyways, we're not going to do an introduction. We'll do that after this because we're trying to get through this fucking segment quick as possible. Uh,
Just
NFL
hand the phone off to Jimmy. Let's do this mock draft. Let's go.
NFL mock draft, one round only. Action. Jimmy, introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Jimmy. I have a YouTube channel. It's at James Noble. Make sure to sub. I do all football stuff related. I might create a second channel to do other stuff, but not yet because I'm too lazy to do that. But it's all NFL related, whether it be tier ranking videos or mock drafts or anything of that nature.
All right. I'll let you go first with your first pick.
All right. With the number one pick, I got the Jags taking Trevor Lawrence. I think it's kind of hard to mess this up for Jacksonville. In my opinion, and a lot of people's, he's the best QB in the draft and one of the best prospects of all time. So I think him going number one is a lock for the Jags.
He is also my pick to Jacksonville as the first overall pick. He is my second ranked quarterback though, but I think 1 and 2 are you can flip them either way, and you're getting a you know future Pro Bowl every year kind of player. So
Yeah. With the second pick, I got the Jets taking Zach Wilson. I think that's a good pick for them because Sam Darnold, hasn't been, the greatest in New York as we've seen, and they're probably going to trade him. I think they can get something decent out of him. So I think going Zach Wilson's the obvious pick again here for the Jets.
I completely agree. He's my number one ranked quarterback. I compare him to the high end. He's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Low end, he's like Baker Mayfield, but like with the arm of Aaron Rodgers. He can make every throw. Sometimes he thinks he can make even impossible throws, but I mean, we've seen Patty Mahomes do that. I'm not comparing him to Patty, but he's that kind of arm talent that could really pull the Jets out of this dumpster fire they've had for the last 40 years.
Yeah, and they've been making some moves in free agency, so
They have. I like some of the picks or some of the free agent signings they've had are actually pretty impressive.
I'm surprised people actually want to go there. It's kind of
That's
shocking.
they got a lot of money to pay. They paid Corey Davis like $12 million a year for one good year. So
Yeah, that's not the greatest, but hopefully he does good with Zach Wilson or Darnold.
yeah,
With the third pick, I got the Dolphins are on the clock for the Texans pick. I got them taking Jamar Chase, the receiver out of LSU. I think giving Tua some weapons is what they need to do. And they also, you could also go with Sewell here, but I have them going with Jamar Chase.
I got Jamar Chase from LSU. Also, a lot of people are on the Devontae Smith bandwagon. He's from Bama. He's the Heisman winner, but I think Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver we've seen in a couple of years. He's a freak. 6 foot. What is he? He's 6 foot 208. So he's a medium sized receiver. I'm not sure Miami will be picking here, honestly. This whole Houston thing, they just signed Tyrod Taylor. I could see Miami making this trade for their boy Deshaun, but if not, Jamar Chase is the option. Tua needs some weapons. Jamar Chase will be that.
I think I get why people have him at receiver one, and so do I, but it's very interchangeable with Smith and Waddle, too. So I could honestly see any one of them going here.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is he's my number one. And then Jalen Waddle is my number two. The toughness he's shown the last year, coming back early from that ankle injury and just trying to win for his team, on top of him being an explosive wide receiver, he's my number two.
At pick 4, the Falcons are on the clock. I got them going with Justin Fields out of Ohio State. I think it's time to start the build for the future in Atlanta with Matt Ryan not getting any older. And I think they just restructured his contract where they saved a little bit of money. But I think it's time to get a new QB in Atlanta. That's why I have them going with Fields.
Well, I think we just did the same mock draft because I have Justin Fields, Ohio State, going to Atlanta too. He is not in my top 5 quarterbacks. I don't think very much of Justin Fields, but the NFL does, and what do I know? But I think he's like a Cam Newton who can't throw the ball as well. Like he's gonna be able to like play the Taysom Hill role where he's like a running back basically. But I don't know if his arm, like Ohio State, he just throws it to whoever's open, and they're open every play. But the arm, like it's real loose. It's real. I'm not a big fan, but Atlanta will be choosing a quarterback, I believe. So Justin Fields, it is.
At pick 5, I got the Bengals taking Penei Sewell. I mean, Burrow needs protection. We all saw what happened. His knee passed away in that game. So I think getting Burrow protection is the move for Cincinnati. And I think they've been making some pretty decent moves in the offseason as well. Adding to the offensive line is a huge need for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I go Penei Sewell too. He's been the pick there for pretty much a year now, and I don't think it's going to change after watching Joe Burrow just lose a knee. So I think he'll be the pick at number 5.
At pick 6, I got the Eagles taking Devontae Smith. I think whoever the QB is, whether it be Jalen Hurts or even if the Eagles try to trade up and get a QB, I think they need weapons desperately. And I think getting, in my opinion, the receiver number 2, Devontae Smith, I think that's the pickup.
Well, spoiler alert, I also did Devontae Smith. I think the Philadelphia Eagles cannot draft a wide receiver to save their life, choosing J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Jalen Waddle over fucking DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But at least they have we chose the Heisman winner. We did all we could. They have that to bail him out if he doesn't pan out. But that's what I have also.
Lions on the clock next. I got them going with Jalen Waddle out of Bama. I think they just need more receiver help with Galladay leaving, so I think them getting a new weapon is good for them. And Jared Goff needs something because he's not the bestest of QBs. So I think getting Jalen Waddle is a very good pickup there for the Lions.
Well, we're just going to go Jalen Waddle next, too. Same reason you said. I mean, Jared Goff is below average already, and they're losing Marvin Jones, Danny Amendola, and Kenny Galladay. So their wide receiver room consists of, I'm assuming, a bunch of white guys. I really don't know what they have at this point, but
they also lost Marvin Jones, too.
Yeah, so Jalen Waddle is pretty much whoever receivers left on the board at this point they're taking, and I have Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. At pick 8, I got the Panthers taking Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is, you can count him as a receiver if you really wanted to. He's a phenomenal player, and he's one of the best players in the draft. And I think getting a good tight end is good for them. They already have good receivers plus CMC, and if you add Kyle Pitts to that offense, I think they can be pretty good. But it all depends on Mr. Bridgewater.
Okay. Wow, we finally have a difference here for Carolina. Also not sure they'll be making this pick. I could see them in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes also. But Trey Lance from North Dakota State. Teddy Bridgewater's not the option. He's never been the option at quarterback for any team he's really been on. He could groom someone like Trey Lance who needs, the first half of the season to kind of sit there and learn. But Trey Lance has probably the highest potential in this draft. I compared him to a smaller Josh Allen. Or he plays a lot like Colin Kaepernick also. So somewhere in that range of player, but it could be a huge upgrade over Teddy Bridgewater for that team.
Yeah, I could definitely see them taking Lance here, but I got them going Kyle Pitts because I think it's hard to pass up on a talent like that when you need that position, and Kyle Pitts is amazing, but I could definitely see Lance going there. At pick 9 for the Broncos, I have them taking a cornerback. I have them going with Patrick Surtain out of Bama. I think they need cornerback help. I think Bouye left, and they're aging there. So why does Milan get a young corner? In my opinion, is the best.
I like that pick a lot. I went with Kwity Paye from Michigan, the edge rusher, because they're in talks of getting rid of Von Miller, who's already aging. They have Bradley Chubb, who can't really stay healthy on the other side. They don't have much besides those guys, and Kwity Paye is the best edge rusher in the draft. So I have them getting younger in that position. A little early, in my opinion, but it's kind of what Denver always does: is defensive line early in the draft.
Now at the 10th pick, we got Presti's favorite team, the Cowgirls. I have them going with Farley, Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. I think they need secondary help. They haven't been doing much in free agency, so I think getting a cornerback like Farley is a good option for them. I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree with the cornerback. I still have Patrick Surtain on the board, so I went with Patrick Surtain because he's my number one ranked corner. He's just been a beast at Alabama, and Dallas could not need cornerback help any more than they currently do. So
I only saw a couple of Dallas games, but what I saw, it didn't look too great.
I think they allowed 87 points a game or something. It had to be close.
They have a good offense at least. Well, when Dak's playing, but the other side's not the best.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
At pick 11 for the Giants, I got them going with Kwity Paye, the edge out of Michigan. They had going to Denver. I think getting a good edge rusher for the Giants is key. I can't think of who they have. I know they have Leonard Williams, but I don't think they're doing too much out of that. So I think Kwity Paye is a good pick here for the Giants.
For the Giants, I have Kyle Pitts. Half because I couldn't really let him slip any further than this due to I think Kyle Pitts is the most electric player in the draft, maybe, at a skill position. And they don't really have much on the Giants. I mean, we're seeing if they're going to get Kenny Galladay, we'll see. But if you're going to play with Daniel Jones, you got to give him some weapons. Yeah. So we'll go with Kyle Pitts.
Speaking of Kenny Galladay, I think he's going to Baltimore, but that's just me. But that's off topic. At pick 12, I got the Niners. This is where I have Trey Lance going to. I think the Niners, I don't think Garoppolo is the answer anymore, and I think they already have the elite defense to build off of, and I think they have some decent weapons, so I think they're one QB away, and I think that QB can be Trey Lance, and I think that's who they're going to go with.
I agree with the quarterback thing. I went with Mac Jones from Alabama. Kyle Shanahan from the 49ers loves his non-mobile white quarterbacks. He loved, Kirky Cousins. He likes Jimmy G. I don't think Jimmy G is very good. Mac Jones, in my opinion, is way better than Tua. I mean, his own receivers are saying it that played with both of them. So I went with Mac Jones from Alabama.
I can see that. But I think if Trey Lance is on the board, I think that's who they would go with. So
I could see that for sure.
At pick 13 for the Chargers, I have them getting an offensive line, and I have them getting Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech. They need offensive line help, build around Herbert. They signed a center. They signed Corey Linsley. So add to that offensive line more, and I think getting Darrisaw, in my opinion, who is the best tackle in the draft.
I went with my number one rated tackle in the draft, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern, to the Chargers. 2 years ago, I watched him go one-on-one with Chase Young almost the entire game. Chase lined up across from him, ended up with 0 sacks, and I believe maybe 1 QB pressure. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing for the best player of last year's draft and already a top 10 edge rusher in the NFL to do that against.
Yeah. I meant to say second-rated tackle. Sewell's first, but that's what I meant. I have Sewell, Darrisaw, and then Slater. But anyways, I have Slater as a guard, though, because he's very versatile. He can play both.
Yeah, I have him as an O-lineman. So.
Yeah, lineman. At pick 14, I got the Vikings. I got them going with the tackle. I got them going with Sam Cosmi out of Texas. I think giving Cousins some protection, he's getting on the older side of things, so why not give him some protection at his age and make sure he's not getting hit all the time. Give him some protection so he can actually make the throws to the receivers.
I agree with the offensive line help too. I gave him Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. He's also another offensive lineman. He played guard and tackle on both sides at USC. He's gotten a lot of hype recently, and I kind of could see them going with a guy who could play at multiple positions.
At pick 15 for the Patriots after they just went on their spending spree, I got them going with Micah Parsons. The only reason I have him slipping a little bit to pick 15 is because of the alleged off the field issues that he did in the locker room. I don't know if they're true or not, but if they are true, then that's pretty bad. That's why I have him slipping. But I have him going to the Pats here.
Wasn't it like hazing or something?
It was something like apparently he stole like teammates' clothes and didn't return them, and then did other things that I'm not going to go into detail with.
I have Micah Parsons also. He's the typical New England guy. He's a linebacker, but you could play him as an in the box safety. You could really play him as an edge rusher. He could do almost anything at his size and speed. So he's kind of like last year's Isaiah Simmons, but a little less athletic. So
Yeah.
I have him going to New England also.
At pick 16 for the Cards, I have them going with the cornerback. I have them getting J.C. Horn. But they don't have much. All their corners are older, so I think getting J.C. Horn's a good pickup for Arizona and adding to that. I thought they might get Shaq Griffin, but he ended up going to the Jags, and I'm glad he didn't go to the Cardinals because I like the Seahawks, but fine.
I have
them going.
I went with a corner also. I went with Caleb Farley still on my board from Virginia Tech. He's the second best corner in my opinion, and they're not going to re-sign Patrick Peterson after his whole issue last year. They got Byron Murphy they drafted a couple years ago. They got maybe the best safety in football, Buda Baker, but Caleb Farley will really hold down. He might be able to lock down some number ones in the NFL.
With pick 17 for Vegas, I got them going with edge rusher. I got them going with Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. He's a raw prospect, but I think there's not many other edge rushers, and I think they need to address edge because they couldn't get pressure on the QB last year. So I think getting Gregory Rousseau is a good pick for them.
That would be a good pick. I went with a wide receiver because the Las Vegas Raiders cannot resist doing that, and they miss every year. I got Kadarius Toney from Florida. He's almost like a Percy Harvin type, like a Curtis Samuel type receiver. Quicker than fast. Pretty much everything Las Vegas loves and keeps missing on in the draft. So this is what I think they will do, not what they should do.
Fair enough. At pick 18 with the Dolphins on the clock again, I got them going with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame. I think he's a great prospect. He's debatably the best linebacker in the draft. He can cover well too. So I think him going to the Fins is a good pick, especially since they just got rid of Kyle Van Noy. So I think that's going to be the pickup for them.
I can see that. I have Christian Darrisaw still on my board from Virginia Tech, the offensive lineman that I really like. So I gave him to him. I mean, once again, if you're going to stick with Tua, you already have a very good defense. You got him a number one receiver, and now give him another offensive lineman to help protect him.
At pick 19 for the football team, I have them going with an offensive lineman. I got them going with Rashawn Slater. Like I said earlier, very versatile. He can play either or. They don't have Trent Williams anymore since he left last year. He just got paid with San Francisco. But I think going with an offensive lineman and getting Fitzpatrick or Heineke for the starter is some protection.
I went on the offensive side too, but I gave him a wide receiver, Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. He's 6'2", 210. He's a freak of nature, like athletically. And you have Scary Terry on the other side, but you don't really have anything else. And like you just mentioned, you're rolling into the season with Fitzmagic or one-year wonder Heineke. So you might want to give him some options to throw the ball to.
I could see them also going after a Kenny Galladay in free agency too, since he's still out there.
That'd be a big move for them.
Be a great move. At pick 20 for the Bears, I got them getting their QB of the future. I got them going Mac Jones, even though they have Trubisky, and I think Foles was great. Wasn't he traded in? I think he got traded somewhere. I could be wrong on that. But I think he's gone, and then they just signed the Red Rifle Andy Dalton, but I got them going with Mac Jones. I think he does lack arm talent and mobility, but he has pinpoint accuracy, so I think him going to the Bears is a good pick.
Okay, I got that. I got them choosing Wyatt Davis, offensive guard from Ohio State. He's a hell of a run blocker. He's a huge man. He's like 600 or 325 pounds. 600 pounds would be amazing. But in Chicago, they're all about running the ball. David Montgomery needs somebody to open up some lanes. So I got Wyatt Davis.
At pick 21 for the Colts, I got them going with Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. I do think You could look at some offensive line in here, but I got them going with the receiver. Give Carson Wentz some more weapons. They have, I think T.Y. Hilton. I'm not sure if he got re-signed or not, but I know they do have some. They lack receivers down there. So again, big receiver like Rashad Bateman is going to be helpful for Wentz.
Yeah, they don't have much at receiver right now. They have Michael Pittman and Paris
Paris,
Campbell, who was hurt all last year. But I could definitely see that. I went offensive lineman Alex Leatherwood from Alabama. He played a lot of right tackle. I think he could play left tackle. Uh, but they just had Anthony Costanzo retire, so they're going to be looking for offensive tackle help. So I have him reaching a little bit, but who's left on the board?
at pick 22 for the Titans, I got them going with Azeez Alarji out of Georgia. They lack to get pressure on the QB last year. I think getting an edge rusher for the Titans is a good pickup.
Yeah, they just got Bud Dupree in free agency, but I don't know when he'll be healthy because he had his torn ACL. I got him going Gregory Rousseau from Miami, the edge rusher who sat out last year uh, due to COVID concerns, but he's 6'7", 270. He's a huge man, and he was dominant last year. So
This is a little off topic, but as I'm doing this, I just got a notification that the Cardinals got Rodney Hudson from the Raiders. That's good. I don't like that. I wish the Seahawks could have got him, but it's
I was hoping
okay.
the Chiefs could have got him. My
They
Chiefs
got
need some help. I mean, they got Thuney, and then they
yeah,
got Tardif coming back from Canada next year. If he doesn't want to play doctor anymore, he could play offensive line.
yeah. Anyways, back to the mock draft. At pick 23, I got the Jets going with a. I got them going with the receiver. I got them going Terrence Marshall Jr. out of LSU. I like him. I think has some speed, has some size. I think if you're gonna draft a QB, you might as well get them some weapons.
Yeah, I like that. I got him going Nick Bolton, middle linebacker from Mizzou, the local boy. But I could see them. They need some help on defense. They did just get Davis from the Lions, um, Gerard Davis. But I think Bolton, they need help at every linebacker position. So I think Nick Bolton could be a good pickup for him.
I agree with that. With the next pick though, at pick 24, I got the Steelers getting their James Conner replacement. I got them going with Najee Harris, the running back out of Bama, big power back, and I think that's kind of what Pittsburgh needs because James Conner failed to produce that there in Pittsburgh.
Controversial take. James Conner only got in the league because he had cancer and people felt bad for him. But James Conner's not good at football. I have him going Najee Harris from Bama too. It's my favorite pick in the draft. The fit's perfect. He's basically like watching Steven Jackson from the Rams back in the day. He's like watching that all over again. So I think he'll make that offense take some pressure off Big Ben as he's turning 60 this year.
Yeah. At pick 25, I got the Jags on the clock again. They're going to go with another offensive lineman. Not another. They're going to get an offensive lineman to get some protection for Trevor Lawrence. I got them going with Lamb Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. I think that's a good pickup. Their tackles are aging, or one of them is aging. I can't, names on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of now and then. They got Jawan Taylor a couple of years ago, who's still young and can develop, but I got them going for Eichenberg and some protection.
So I obviously made this before free agency started. So I do not think this pick will be the pick anymore. But I currently have J.C. Horn, the cornerback from South Carolina, to pair up with C.J. Henderson. But now they have Shaquille Griffin, whichever one has both hands. They have him. So that will probably not be the pick anymore. But he is a first-round talent.
Yeah, mine's a little bit outdated too. This one's from about. I think this one was right after the Super Bowl or right before it. But because I have the last couple picks swapped around, but either way, I think they're going to be there for the team if they're going to. But just a tad bit outdated.
Yeah.
Nothing. But for pick 26 at the Browns, I got them going. I got them going with Joseph Osai out of Texas. I think getting some edge rusher. I think that's good for the Browns. They have Myles Garrett. I can't think of who would have anything else. So I might as well get a nice young talented edge rusher like Joseph Osai.
I went with edge help too. I gave him Jalen Phillips from Miami. He stepped in when Gregory Rousseau, sat out last year. He stepped right in, had a handful of sacks. He's a dominant edge rusher too. hand in the dirt or standing up. So I think they need that help alongside Myles Garrett too.
At pick 27 for the Ravens, I got them going with an offensive lineman. I got them going with Elijah Vera Tucker, getting some protection there. Offensive line. We got the interior, so I think in one of the better interior all linemen for Tucker is the pick.
I like that
And I
pick.
think
If
that's
you're going to go with, a running back at quarterback, you should probably have that. I gave him Terrence Marshall from LSU. He's like 6'4", 200 pounds, big target for Lamar to miss. But it's somebody that can at least, fight for the jump ball, like a Mike, who plays for the Chargers?
Mike
Mike Williams. I
Williams.
was going to say Mike Wallace. I said he hasn't played for a while. Yeah. But he's a lot like that. Jump ball, go up and get it, which is kind of what Lamar needs.
Yeah. I think that's a good pick. I definitely do think they're in the market for a big receiver because they don't have that for any of their receivers. But I do like that pick, and I think that could be a potential possibility if he's there. But for pick 28 for the Saints, I got them going with cornerback. I got them going with Asante Samuel out of Florida State. I think getting some cornerback help. They have Marshawn Lattimore, not too much after that. And, they don't have exactly the money in the cap space to do so that I know of. Because last time I checked, they were deep down in cap hell. But I got them going with Asante Samuel.
The Saints have the second best cap fixable situation I've ever seen. So Drew Brees retired, saved them like 20-something million. Do you see the Taysom Hill deal?
Yeah.
40 years, 140
40.
million. The first 2 years are worth like no money. It's all in the back 2 years, which are totally voidable. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But I gave him Trevon Moehrig from TCU. He's a safety. He's the number one safety in the nation right now. And they just had, what's his name? The one that allowed the Minneapolis Miracle. Marcus Williams is a free agent right now where he got cut. He's no longer on the team. So they have a big need there, and hopefully this guy could at least tackle Stephon Diggs running on the sideline.
At pick 29, I got Packers on the clock. I got them going with a speed threat at receiver. That's Kadarius Toney. Rodgers needs more weapons. He doesn't have too much. He has Devontae Adams, and then MVS kind of came on a little bit towards the end of the season. But I think getting some more help at receiver like Kadarius Toney is a good pickup, and he has elite speed. So I think that's a good pickup for the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, they'll probably draft another quarterback, I'm assuming. I don't really know what their strategy is, but I went with Rondale Moore from Purdue, the wide receiver. They need that help. He scares me. He's only 5'8", 180 pounds, so he's a small guy. But I think he could definitely put in some work across from Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I think they need to go with receiver here, that or cornerback, because they need both positions badly. But I like
Kevin
receiver
King
more.
did a hell of a job in the playoffs. I remember those. I think I could have guarded those receivers better.
Yeah, it's not. There wasn't between him and the receiver.
Yeah.
At pick 30, the Bills are on the clock. I got them going with a cornerback. I got them going with Eric Stokes. Getting some decent cornerback here out of Georgia. I know they have Tre'Davious White, but I know they have good safeties, but I don't think they have too much at cornerback. So I think getting Eric Stokes is a good.
I like that. I don't know how attached they are to Zach Moss, who they drafted last year, but I give him Travis Etienne from Clemson. He's one of my favorite watches. He's like will do it all kind of back, like Christian McCaffrey, not to that level, but like that's kind of the game he plays. And Buffalo desperately needs that. Last year in the playoffs, I think they had a stretch where they threw it 25 times or something in a row without a run. Like that's pathetic.
Yeah, I mean you might as well when you have a missile of an arm.
Yeah, very true.
But not going to work all the time. Chiefs are on the clock at 31. I got them going with Zaven Collins out of Tulsa, the linebacker. I think getting some defensive help is key. I think you could look at offensive linemen too, because we saw how that performed in the Super Bowl. I think they're going to go with the linebacker, and I think it's going to be Zaven Collins.
So this is outdated again. Like I stated before, they did just get Joe Thuney, and they have Tardif coming back. I gave him Landon Dickerson from Alabama, the center who missed the national championship game, but he's the best center in the nation. And It could really help out that team. But I do ultimately think they're going to draft an offensive tackle now that they got rid of both their offensive tackles due to cap issues. But,
Yeah.
Andy Reid was an offensive line coach for most of his career, so he'll figure it out.
And then finally, for the last pick of round 1 with the Bucs on the clock, I got them going with Jalen Phillips out of Miami. One of the best edge rushers in the class, I think, just getting some depth there. Let him develop for a year or so, and I think can turn out really good. This is kind of a luxury pick. I don't think there's a dire need on that team because they obviously just won the Super Bowl and they got Gronk back, and then Brady signed a 4-year extension. So I think they're going to go Jalen Phillips.
So I originally went with Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah from Notre Dame. That obviously will not be the pick anymore. I thought that there was no way they were going to get Levante David back, but somehow they managed. So I would probably sub him out for someone like Asante Samuel Jr. because cornerback is still a need. We can't forget that Tyreek Hill put up like 800 yards in the first quarter during the regular season. But so someone like Asante Samuel will be the pick, I think.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good pickup for them, but it's kind of a luxury spot for them. They don't need any huge positions of need.
I agree. So that was our mock draft. Slightly outdated, but not too bad. I do have a couple questions for you before you go. Are there any overrated or underrated players in this draft that stick out to you?
I think Justin Fields is a bit overrated. I do think he gets a lot of hype in this class, but I do think he's still good, but just a bit overrated and underrated. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I do think Justin Fields is a bit overrated.
Here's some of the ones I have. You can say if you agree or disagree. So overrated, I have Justin Fields. Just like you said, I agree. Sean Wade, the cornerback for Ohio State. He was supposed to be like a first-round pick, and then he got diced apart in the playoffs. So I kind of think he's still a little overrated. And then I do have Devontae Smith as overrated. He's not bad, but in the NFL, he weighs 165 pounds. Like, if a corner gets his hands on him, he's done.
Yeah, about Deshaun Wade. Now that I think, overrated. Originally in one of my first mock drafts, I had him as a first-round talent, but then he let like 200 yards in the first half against Devontae Smith. So I do think he's one of the lower tier cornerbacks in this year's class.
I completely agree. And then my underrated, I have Trey Sermon, the running back for Ohio State that broke out in the second half of the year. He does have breakaway speed, and I've never seen him get hit backwards. He always falls forward, which is kind of what I want in a running back. If I could get him in like the second or third round, I would definitely take that. I have Mac Jones. I love Mac Jones. I've never seen him miss a throw. He can read NFL defenses, played against NFL talent in the SEC the entire time. I'd say the reason the league doesn't like him is because he's ugly. He's kind of fat. He doesn't really look good in a uniform. Like, he doesn't look like football Jesus. But the fact that he's chubby and everything doesn't really help him. And then Rashawn Slater. I'm a huge fan because he shut down Chase Young. His feet are great for being so huge, and he can drive somebody into the ground just like Penny Sewell.
Yeah, I do like Mac Jones. I think he's perfectly rated. I don't think he's like too overhyped. I don't think he's like too underhyped where like people are underestimating him, but I do like his accuracy. He has pinpoint accuracy, and you're rarely going to see him miss a throw.
Yeah, like everyone compares him to Matt Ryan. It seems to be the easy transition to Matt Ryan, who was the number 1 pick. So I'm not understanding the people that have him outside the top 15. But that was good. Good first mock draft. We'll have to hit it back up after free agency's over.
Yes, we will.
All right.
But all right, guys, that's going to do it for Jimmy's little cameo. I'll make sure to link his YouTube channel in the description so you can go subscribe, like, comment all of his videos.
Can we get Jimmy back? Jimmy's the
you want
better
Jimmy
brother.
back?
We all know it.
Oh, well, fuck you, dude. This is Nick and Jake have technical difficulties, not Nick and Jimmy. We actually just went 33 minutes without a technical difficulty. I think that might be a record time that we've ever had on
So you are
the
the problem.
Whether possibly weird. So we didn't do an introduction, so we're gonna go ahead and backtrack a little bit. How's your week been? What's up, you guys?
You had to jinx that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. The only issue we have right now is I cannot see the recording for this.
Oh, you don't have to see it. It'll be fine.
Well, I need to know because we only have an hour limit, so I need to know when to queue up the ad break. So I'm paying attention to the time. We're cool. We're good. I think.
So yeah, I was saying that I had a good week. I haven't had to work a whole lot. Went on a date, like a little day trip with the girlfriend. It was a good time. It's been a good week.
That's
How about
good.
you?
Just found out today I am getting about a $9 raise at work.
There you go.
I'm transitioning from
Male to
host.
female?
Well, no, not yet. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the stimulus to hit.
I get it.
It's an expensive change. No, I'm actually getting transitioned from host and busing to dishwashing.
Oh, that's nice. That'll be way easier, won't it? You won't have to deal with people and shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. I thought I was gonna like dealing with people at my job because I love customer service, but Jesus Christ, dude, the customers in the restaurant world are a whole nother.
Oh yeah. They're awful.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
Just gonna go over what the rundown for this episode is gonna be for everybody. We have about 3 or 4 segments. The first one being sports, we already touched on with Jimmy doing the mock draft with Nick. We're going to go over the MLB season, NBA All-Star Weekend review because we were supposed to record this like right after the All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to go over wrestling. We're going to have our favorite mid-card title matches ever, our favorite match stipulation, and then a mystery question that I have for Nick because I don't want to give him time to think about it. I want to put him on the spot. And then we have a couple new segments that we're going to introduce. And then we have a pop culture segment where we just go over a certain actor that you'll find out about later. But let's jump into sports. The MLB season's starting up in a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah. Spring training's halfway over.
Yeah. I'm personally pumped up for the season, dude. Like, I don't watch football as much, but, like, I can just tell the Cardinals, like, the atmosphere around the city, like, everyone's excited for the Cardinals this year.
Yeah, we finally made a big off-season splash, so that's pretty awesome. We got Nolan Arenado. We do have some pitching needs right now. Hopefully, we can either sign somebody or there's somebody up and coming. But it looks like it'll be a good season.
No, definitely, dude. Like I said, I'm excited. I just want to see how Nolan does. I know you mentioned before about the like what's it called, the altitude of that might be affecting his hitting and all of that.
Yeah.
But even if his hitting's not like 100, that's what it was. Hopefully, his defense is still there.
Yeah, I agree. Most definitely.
So what is your early World Series prediction?
My bias prediction that includes the Cardinals or no?
Both.
Oh, well, I would prefer the Cardinals to be in it, obviously. Go Cardinals. Get number 12. But I think it'll probably be Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers are probably going back because they just got Trevor Bauer to add to the rotation. And then probably the Yankees. It'll probably be a big matchup there between the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Ooh, you know the MLB will love that too.
Oh, yeah. That's a bunch of money right there.
Tons of money. Those are big, giant markets. And hopefully by October, COVID is fucking damn near gone.
Well, the Texas Rangers are already allowing 100% capacity at opening day, so.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean by it. Like, I'm hoping by
Texas doesn't give a fuck.
well, yeah, I'm hoping by October we can safely allow that many people. But by October, I'm almost positive by October over 50% of the population will have vaccines.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Like the people that are in dire need of it. So
I agree.
that's gonna be real fun to see postseason baseball back in full swing. You see UFC's doing a full crowd again.
Yeah, I did see that.
They're doing a 15,000 fans like in the next couple of weeks. That's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the sports that's really missed fans because it doesn't feel the same without people yelling and fucking rooting
Well,
for whoever they want to win.
well, no, exactly. And like I was watching one of the fights. I forgot which fight it was, but it was right at the beginning of COVID, and I just remember hearing the announcers say they were like, and you can just imagine 15,000 people going nuts for this fight, and I'm like, yeah, like, you know what the reaction would have been when McGregor got knocked out?
Oh yeah, it would have been wild.
Like, it would have been insane. Um, but no, my Road Series prediction, I don't know why I have this prediction the past couple of years, and I'll get it right eventually. But Cardinals and Yankees,
I can see that
it's the
eventually.
most historic teams, in my opinion, for each conference. Is that what they call them? American League and National League? Are those conferences or league,
Uh,
whatever they're titled?
yeah, I guess because the ALCS, so the American League
Champion.
Championship Series.
So I
I
guess,
don't. It's not a division.
yeah,
It has to be a conference, I guess.
I guess because if you call it a league, that's just weird. But no, I definitely think Cardinals and Yankees would be a crazy series too, just because the most World Series of all time against the second most World Series of all time, and the most World Series in National League, which I think is bullshit that the Yankees have fucking 27 because there's no way of us catching up to that.
Oh yeah, nobody ever will.
Nobody ever will, and that's the thing. That sucks, but at least we can say that we're
I
the
can say second.
yeah. Who's behind us?
I honestly do not know. The Red Sox maybe from like a long time ago had some.
Because we're at 11, and I don't think anybody's too close to 11 to where it's alarming. I think. Here, let me look it up.
Do 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 do.
Red Sox are at 9.
I was right. Look at that.
Yeah, Red
I'm a
Sox are
savant.
so they're two behind us, which is close, but at the same time, I feel like I don't see them passing us. That's just me though.
I agree. I do not see them. They're not very good right now. So
We don't have to worry about that. But the NBA All Star Weekend, I didn't watch Jack for it because I didn't like how they had it set up. How one day it all crazy clustered.
yeah, it was very clustered.
Laying out a big stretch over there.
I did. I stretched. It felt fucking wonderful.
Well, sitting in those goddamn AT&T chairs for 2 hours can't be too comfortable.
No, my whole body hurts. I'm getting old. Can't do that anymore.
um, but no,
Oh, but the NBA All Star Game. So the skill competition. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody needs to waste time on that. The 3-point shootout was kind of cool. Steph Curry proving he's the best 3-point shooter to ever walk the planet.
oh yeah,
Uh, the slam dunk competition at halftime
didn't they?
was between a bunch of no fucking name players.
That's what I was gonna say. A bunch of nobodies. It felt like.
Yeah, a backup point guard for the Blazers, Anthony Simons, Cassius Stanley, who I never even heard of, for the fucking Pacers, a second round draft pick who hasn't played more than like 15 minutes all season, and then Obi Toppin, who was actually like a top 10 pick last year. But
Huh.
some of the dunks were all right. The winning dunk, Anthony Simon tried to kiss the rim as he dunked it. Was kind of cool, but he came kind of far from actually kissing it. So
Oh, that would have been cool.
if he actually kissed it, yeah, it would have been fucking. Or put a fucking mouth guard in and kiss it, or put some on your lips, like so you're not actually kissing it because gross. But
Yeah, yeah. What's
Like I wouldn't want to make out with a rim that people are dunking on the entire time, but
the All-Star game? Did they do the? You have to get first to like 250 or whatever it was they did.
yeah, it's the Kobe rule.
Oh, the Kobe rule.
Yeah, they did the Kobe rule last year for the first time, and they did it again this year too.
What's the Kobe rule?
It's a whole set of weird rules. You have to. It's like first one to a certain point wins. Each quarter is its own rule, like its own game basically. So you win the quarter after you score so many points. It's a it's a unique set of rules, and it's better than like just watching them score 280 points the entire game. So each quarter kind of actually matters. But
Yeah. Huh.
so
Listen.
overall, it wasn't the worst All-Star game, but it wasn't great.
Huh. Hockey. No one gives a fuck about. Really. I guess. Let's go Blues. Let's get the cup again. Maybe. We'll see. Uh.
Probably not, but we signed the goalie Bennington to a lot of money.
I guess that's a good thing. Like I said, we won the
He had one good year. I mean, whatever.
we won the Stanley Cup, and I haven't watched the Blues game since. Honestly, since Game 7. Like I'm not gonna lie. It's just that whole summer though. Let's talk about that real quick. The summer of 19, when we went on that playoff run and won the World Series. That was probably
The Stanley Cup.
our Stanley Cup. My bad. Uh, that was the most alive I've seen St. Louis. Like I felt like everywhere you turned, you seen Blues posters, you seen flyers, you seen flags. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing fucking Gloria.
It was pretty lit. I mean, we never done it, and we've always been kind of a big hockey town
Exactly.
for to never win it.
So like we sold out Enterprise and Busch Stadium both just to show the game. The games weren't being played there just for viewing purposes.
Yeah,
You know how like historical and remarkable that is?
yeah, it's insane to think about.
Like I know we're talking about it like 2 years later, but that like I think about that shit daily, dude. That's insane. And then like we had a fuck ton of people at the parade that I was at. That was so badass being at the parade, getting to see that.
I had to work that parade.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
shit was fucking insane.
it,
People were
it was.
hammered at fucking 10 o'clock.
I was about to say there was a group of people behind me at the parade. It was about noon, just before noon, and I turned around and there was a group of a bunch of college kids just passed out in the lawn, puking everywhere. And I was like, "It is only noon, my guy."
Yeah, we had that player that was only like 19 or 20, done, and he couldn't drink legally, obviously. And someone behind me was like, "Can I throw this beer to him?" I was like, "I don't give a fuck."
Who said that?
Some person behind me, like, because I was working the gate or whatever,
Oh,
and they were like, "Can I throw this beer to him?" I was like, "I don't care."
that's
I said, "There's no rules right now. He just won a Stanley Cup. He can do whatever he wants."
no kidding though. No kidding though. The only thing I had to complain about that was the fucking Metrolink situation. I felt like they should have fucking maneuvered that way better. I felt like they dropped the ball on the Metrolinks.
Well, the Metrolink should just be burned down. It's a horrible thing.
That was my only time being on one, and it was so fucking clustered, dude. Like, I don't know. And then they had a fuck ton of extra trains. And I'm like, dude, there's literally hundreds of thousands of people here.
Yeah, they should have probably done better.
They should have done way better, in my opinion. Um, but
So WWE.
into some wrestling. What's your favorite like mid card title match? Like so for the Intercontinental US, any of those. Like nothing be it non main event title matches, I should say.
Oh, then tag team. Does that
Yeah.
count or no?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely tag team matches. Uh, anything with a ladder or a table or a
No,
chair.
what's one
Uh,
match for that title though?
oh, the first ever Hardy's, Edge and Christian, and Dudley's.
Okay. Okay. That's what I was hoping.
No doubt about it. That was. There's nothing better than that. I'll rewatch that any day of the week.
I was gonna say I feel like anytime we all get together and we do that thing where we all choose a match to watch, that match ends up getting turned on.
Yeah, it rightfully should.
Yeah. So that's up there for me. And then Miz versus Dolph Ziggler at Backlash a couple of years ago, or No Mercy, I think it was a couple of years ago, where it was like title versus career. If Ziggler lost, he was going to retire. And I think Ziggler's contract was coming to an end around this time, so everybody was like, huh, okay. Just like if you watch like the lead up to that match, all the SmackDowns leading up to it, up until that match was amazing, dude.
Yeah, that one. I remember watching that one. What was it? 3 years? Was that 3 years ago or?
2017, I think, so 4. Well,
Okay,
three and a
yeah,
half,
I remember
three
that.
and a half.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Good pick.
But what's your favorite match stipulation?
The career one is a little too dramatic for me.
No, yeah,
Usually,
100%. The only time that I've seen it done good is Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels versus
oh,
Undertaker. Those are the only 2 times that I like remember
I do. Yeah,
being on the edge of my seat for.
I agree. That one was. Oh, it's amazing. Um, I don't know. Stipulation.
Hell in a Cell.
Like,
Hell in a Cell
ha-
is a good one if done right. I don't like that they do it like once a year or like they have a pay-per-view for it. I don't like that just
yeah,
because like in my opinion, I like a Hell in a Cell that has like a good storyline built up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Shawn Michael or Triple H versus Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as referee. That makes sense.
yeah. I would say that's probably the best one when it's done right.
Um,
Uh,
when it,
Steel cage matches are pretty good if done right. Also, except for the fact they always end in some weird shit where like you know someone's trying to get out the door, but someone interferes and then they can't get out the door, and the other person jumps over the top. But
or whenever one of them they both get out at the same time.
oh
Those
yeah,
are fun. Like I remember Big Show chokeslammed JBL through the fucking ring, and Big Show walked out of the cage, and the referees were like, "Hold on, hold on." JBL's feet touched the ground when he went through the ring. I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like,
yeah.
are you?
That's too much. That's dramatic.
All right.
Welcome back, you guys. In the latest episode of Technical Difficulties, that one was on Nick. Apparently, on Nick's phone, you cannot swipe out of this app to text someone back.
So you can, but you can't touch. So like whenever you're on the app or whatever, there's like a little red microphone in the corner. I found out the hard way that you cannot click that microphone because it will log you out.
Jesus. Well, we're back.
But
We like Hell in a Cell.
yeah, we were talking about JBL and getting choke slammed through the ring, and then Big Show walked out, and they said, "Nope, nope, nope, that doesn't count."
Oh yeah.
JBL went through it. Like, come on, man. I mean, as a little kid, it pissed me off because it pissed me off. But like as I'm older, I'm like, that was kind of smart, but at the same time, come on, fuck.
Yeah.
Um, no, I like multi-man like ladder matches. That shit goes hard sometimes.
Like Money in the Bank and shit.
Oh, exactly like
Like
that.
WrestleMania, what was it, 21? Was that the first Money in the Bank?
Yeah, yeah.
Jericho, Kane, like that shit. That was amazing.
Where Shelton ran up the ladder and clotheslined Jericho off the ladder.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking crazy. I haven't seen anyone try that since.
No one could besides like maybe Kofi Kingston.
Maybe Kofi too. Like that's a hard maybe.
Yeah. Shelton's like a great size speed combination. He's amazing.
Oh yeah. Speaking of mid card titles, they need to put a fucking Intercontinental title or US title on him before he retires because he's not getting any younger.
We need to fix these belts altogether. Let's be real. These belts are fucking ugly. And
Oh,
they're all horrible looking. They all look the same.
dude, they literally that's the problem. They all literally look the exact same, only just different color straps. The thing
Bring
I
back the big gold World Heavyweight Championship.
yes, the thing I like about AEW is they make all their belts look unique.
Yeah, I do like
Like
that a lot.
Like their real titles, fucking diamond plated and all of that, makes it look like it's a big deal. And then the TNT title's kind of plain, but still looks nice. Like I
I
don't know.
agree, 100%.
But that mystery question I had for you is, you know how the NBA has a player for their logo?
Yeah,
Who would WWE's logo be?
that's tough. Um, I don't know. I was trying to think because, like, I know people are wanting to put Kobe as the logo in the NBA because he's died recently. WWE doesn't have anybody that died recently.
Well, they
Um,
they do, but
Not in
like
good ways, not in ways that they want to fucking promote. I mean, you have Chris Benoit strangling his family as the logo.
they could have a picture of him hanging by the fucking from the Bowflex.
You could have Eddie with a needle in his arm. Like, what do you want?
In my opinion, I think if they ever did do a logo for WWE, here's my three options: Stone Cold middle fingers, which I highly doubt would ever happen because of marketing reasons.
PG.
You can't have somebody flipping someone off. The Rock doing his pose with the one arm up or whatever, or John Cena doing the salute,
I like those two last ones. Yeah, I don't know.
or even you could do the Undertaker with his hat.
Ooh, that one. That's my yeah. Undertaker like tipping his cap or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
and
right
like
before he does the eye roll. That would be sick.
I would say Ric Flair, but we've discussed before how Ric Flair's accomplishments weren't WWE.
Yeah, he's a wrestling legend. He is not a WWE legend.
Like, even though WWE did buy out the companies he worked for and all that, he didn't like make those accomplishments in WWE. But no, I think like you know how fucking amazing. Hey, if anybody on here knows how to do Photoshop and do that shit, make a fucking Undertaker WWE logo, please. Hey guys, blah 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 blah. This is shit's gonna be way easier once Nick moves closer to me and we can just record in person. Uh, Fuck wrestling. We're done talking about it. We're jumping into our other segments.
For a for a podcast that gets dropped this much on the phone, we should be sponsored by like Cricket or something. I feel like
You know, literally.
so they want to hit us up anytime.
So this new segment that we are going to be doing, the first official segment of the No Named podcast, is called Over, Under, or Proper Rated. And what it is me and Nick each name off one musician, one celebrity, and one athlete each. And we discuss if they're over, under, or properly rated. Nick, what's your first topic or person?
Which one do you want to do first? Musician, actor, athlete?
Oh, we can do musician.
Mac Miller.
Proper. Or fuck. Dude, so like here's the thing. Before he died, I think he was underrated. But then after he died, I think he's overrated, you know? Because that's the trend. Somebody
Yes.
somebody dies and it's they're the greatest or whatever. I loved Mac, don't get me wrong. I used to listen to him all the time. So I thought he was a tad bit underrated. Just a bit underrated. But then he died and then all these people came out of the woodworks acting like he was
Yeah.
great.
He's drastically overrated at this point. I mean, he was good, no doubt about it. He was I would say he was pretty close to properly rated before, and now it's just blown up into something ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like people are like, he's like the best white rapper of all time. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like he was just barely underrated. He was so close to being properly rated, but then he died, and then it just blew up.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad we can come to an agreement on that. My musician, the Beatles.
Mm. I think overrated just
Yep.
because how highly they're rated. Like they're not bad by any means. They have a bunch of good songs. They have a bunch of all-time classics, but they are like people are like, they are like the gods of music. I'm like, simmer down.
Yeah, okay. Once again, we're 2 for 2 on agreeing with each other. Y'all
Okay.
thought you were gonna hear some arguments. You fucking thought, bitches.
For
Let's do.
actor,
Yeah, let's do actor. Yeah.
I have Robin Williams.
Okay, so did you just choose a bunch of dead people?
I don't know what I did. Who knows? It's a theme to see if people get overrated once they die.
I don't know what I did. Um, so Robin Williams, I think once actually no, to be honest, now that he's dead, I haven't really heard people gloat him to the level they do Mac. So I'm gonna say he's properly rated, honestly, because the dude was a legend, no doubt about it. And once he died, he got the respect he deserved. So I'm gonna go ahead and say proper.
Yeah, I think proper rated or underrated because he did not get the hype once he died that most people do, and he has so many great movies, Mrs. Doubtfire, all those back in the day. So I can
Um,
take either of those as an answer.
and I think the thing is about Robin Williams is also, which a bunch of people love him for, is like no matter how happy you seem, you could have your own demons, which I think was like the big message to him killing himself. Like
Yeah,
he
I
on
agree.
Iowa and made tons of people laugh, and he was like a lot of people. I've heard a lot of celebrities say that he was the most kindest person they've met, and then deep down he had these mental illnesses, unfortunately. But I'm gonna say properly rated, just because after he died, I didn't. No one's coming out saying he's the greatest actor, greatest comedian of all time, which I think is good because I would have tarnished his name.
Yep, I agree.
My actor, Jack Black.
People are gonna hate this. I don't think Jack Black's that funny.
Thank you.
I would say he's overrated. I mean, like, what good movies? Fucking Nacho Libre, like, oh,
I have one good movie I can remember watching of his, School of Rock, and that's it.
with the girl from iCarly. That was a good, decent movie.
It was an amazing movie.
But I think he's just like he tries to be so loud to be funny. It's just not. I think he's overrated.
He's a typical fat actor. Nothing against fat people, but like name one fat actor that's not loud and obnoxious and uses their weight for comedy.
None. They all do.
Um,
Yeah, I don't.
but
I
no,
don't like it much.
no, thank you. Because when I wrote this,
4 for 4.
no, really though, no, yeah, 4 for 4. No, it's just the thing about him is he doesn't have any good movies, and like in my opinion, some people might like the one movie with him and his brother being in a rock band or whatever. I've never seen it, so that might be good. Nacho Libre. I only liked that as a kid because it was about wrestling, and that's all I fucking did is watch wrestling. So the fact that there was a comedy movie about wrestling, I liked it. Um, Athlete, go.
Kobe Bryant.
So I knew you were gonna say that. Uh,
Yeah, it's a real trend. I told you to see if people get overhyped when they die.
so the thing is about Kobe, before he died, people were putting him in GOAT status. So I'm gonna say he's properly rated.
I can see that being fair, but I think the hype of him being the GOAT has gotten out of hand. He's not personally in my top 5 NBA players of all time,
Okay.
but people people love this man, and I mean, he was great. He's one of the best players I've ever gotten to see. While I was alive or whatever, like since I've been born. But I think he's gotten a little overhyped since he was. I would say he was pretty close to properly rated. Now he's gotten a little overrated since he died, which was tragic, obviously.
No, exactly, and I could see where you're coming from being overrated because it did get overblown. But the only reason I don't put it at overrated is because people were already calling him the GOAT before he passed.
Yeah.
So that's just me. Uh,
What's your athlete?
my athlete. Oh, you're not going to mention that we disagreed on something? Oh, bitch.
No, we were pretty close. I mean, that was close enough. I mean, you weren't like he was like crazy underrated.
Yeah, yeah. He's the most underrated player I've seen. My athlete, Mike Trout.
Oh, he's incredibly underrated. He's the greatest baseball player we've probably seen in our lifetime. That's 20 something year olds. but he's withering away on a shit team. So, but I mean, he's won numerous MVPs, almost every Gold Glove. He's been the best hitter in baseball for fucking 7 years.
So here's a stat that you might not know that I remember hearing years ago, and I thought it was the most badass thing ever. His first 4 appearances in the All-Star game, his first at bats, he hit a cycle for. So his first at bat in his first All-Star game, he had a single. Second at bat or second year, his first at bat was a double, and so on. He hit a cycle.
That's pretty sweet.
All-Star game, which I think is fucking like it's a crazy weird stat that I'm pretty sure I saw from ESPN because they always have those weird stats. But that's badass.
Yeah. I love Mike Trout. I think he's great.
I'm gonna say he's properly rated though, considering he has won MVPs and has been in All-Star games. But I could see what you mean by underrated by being on a shit team, and I don't hear his name nearly as much anymore.
I know casual baseball fans don't talk about him usually.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason I talk about him is because I play MLB The Show, and I see him in the free agency market, or I'll see him in the news on there and all of that.
Okay.
But that was our new segment, over, under, or properly rated. Let us know if you have any suggestions you want us to rate. And
I'll shit on your favorite people. I don't care.
Nick does not care. I watched him talk shit on my grandpa 2 days after he died.
Well, it needed to be done.
He humbled me. Matter of fact, this is the month he died, so that I might start crying here soon. Nick, do your trivia. Make me laugh something.
All right, so I have an NBA question, NFL question, MLB question, WWE question, pop culture question, and a bonus question.
Let's get it.
Each question is worth 100 points, so you could score 600 points.
Okay.
So each week we will do this, and we'll see if you can beat your high score.
And then if I ever beat the high score, Nick is gonna let me break one law.
One law, yeah. Up to murder first.
All right, let's get these questions out the way. Don't put them in a certain order. Just name them all, or just tell me the question.
All right, so the NBA one, who's leading the league in points per game this season?
LeBron James.
No, sir.
Kevin Durant.
No, sir. Did you just name the 2 basketball players you know, or?
Giannis.
No.
Okay, tell me who it is.
Bradley Beal from
Who?
St. Louis. Bradley Beal. He plays for the Washington Wizards. He's from St. Louis.
I knew that. I actually didn't know that he was from St. Louis. Him and JT.
The NFL question. How many yards did Patrick Mahomes run in the Super Bowl to avoid getting sacked?
Oh,
296, 296, 502, or 496?
496.
That is correct.
I remember reading that, seeing that stat, and being like, "Damn, that dude almost ran 500 yards just to avoid a sack." Yeah,
that's amazing.
That was. I'd rather than do
it. MLB, name 5 current Cardinal players besides Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright.
Paul DeYoung.
Okay.
Nolan Arenado.
Okay.
Goldie.
Okay.
I know the last name, but I don't know his first name. Hicks, the pitcher.
Okay, I'll count it.
Jordan Hicks.
Yep.
Okay. What am I at? 3?
4.
I'm at 4. So I said Nolan, Paul DeYoung,
Goldie, Hicks,
and Hicks. Bader.
There you go. Good for you.
Here's some Bader. I'm not gonna lie, dude. The only reason I know that is because me and Jimmy have been playing the show lately.
Hey, however you get it, you know?
Yeah.
WWE question. You will not know this. I found out the hardest one I could find.
Okay.
What's the longest unofficial match in WrestleMania history?
Unofficial?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's WrestleMania 17, that hardcore championship match that went on all night.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's WrestleMania 18, but it is the Hardcore Championship match. 2 hours, 33 minutes, 34 seconds.
Yeah, because it went on the whole fucking show. Yeah.
Yep. I didn't think you'd get it.
I almost didn't. I was getting worried.
Pop culture. Who was the first winner of The Masked Singer?
Wayne Brady.
I don't think that's right. No.
I just remember
That was a random answer.
well, he was on the show. Or no, he was on like season 2 or 3, never mind.
T-Pain.
Oh, T-Pain, huh?
T-Pain's a very good singer. Who knew? Yeah, I'll be shocked if you know this one. Bonus question. It's history.
Oh,
Are you good at history?
it was my favorite subject in high school, yeah.
Oh. When did Christopher Columbus set sail? What year?
1716?
What'd you say?
1716?
Like you're saying like
The year
1716. You're saying like you're telling me like 60 years before like 60 years before like we became a country. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. God, well, 300's not hard to beat, I guess, next time for you, huh?
Wow.
You can't see I'm drawing a sad face on it.
Let's jump into the pop culture segment that I had, where we focus on one actor and we discuss him for a couple questions. This week is Will Ferrell. Question number 1 for Will Ferrell is, what's your favorite movie of his?
I feel like Step Brothers has to be the answer. I'm a big fan of The Other Guys with him and Mark Wahlberg when they're cops.
Yeah.
Super funny. But probably Step Brothers has to be number 1. It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Him and, I forgot the other actor's name in that movie, but they have amazing chemistry.
John C. Reilly.
Yes.
Oh, Talladega Nights is a fucking banger.
Talladega Nights. If you're not first, you're last, Bobby.
If you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you.
If you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you. No, dude. Step Brothers, I remember I went through a phase in like 7th grade where I watched that movie every fucking night.
I love it. I love Will Ferrell. I'm going to tell you, he's one of my favorite. He's very funny.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Question number 2 for him. Rate him 1 through 10 as an actor. Not on looks, but as an actor.
Oh, he's like a 9. I'm a 9er.
9er. Yeah, I'd have to say somewhere between 8 and 9 also.
Yeah, he's just in too many good movies not to get it much higher.
And then, have you seen his Saturday Night Live shit?
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dude, that dude can do fucking skits too, which is impressive. That he can transition from skits to movies and still stay consistently good.
Yeah, I agree. He's a great actor, great comedian.
Question number 3: how do you feel he did on The Office?
Well, that should never been a thing.
Okay,
I'll tell you, D'Angelo or whatever fucking D'Angelo Vickers.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was just bad. He didn't really get to play a good character. It just everybody was pissed because Michael was gone.
It would have been better.
Yeah, it was a bad time.
If he was like a corporate person or something.
Yeah, you just can't take over for Michael Scott and expect people to like you.
Exactly. Like if he would have came in from corporate and been like, all right, we're trying to find a new manager here, general manager here, blah, 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 that would have been cool. But they just kind of tossed him in the deep end, and like he only lasted like 2 episodes before they wrote him off, which is horrible.
Before he tried to dunk and got the concussion or whatever?
No, he got his fucking neck snapped by the hoop.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, just bad things happen when you're white and you try to dunk.
Minor concussion. And then a would you rather question of the episode. Would you rather have to eat your least favorite food once a day for the rest of your life, or never eat your favorite food ever again?
Oh, that's so hard. So, my least favorite food is mushrooms. I pretty much can't eat a mushroom without thinking about throwing up. Favorite foods like Mexican food. I don't think I could. I would have to eat mushrooms every day. Like what? A mushroom every day?
Yeah, and like you don't have to like if your least favorite food is mushroom, yeah, just eat one mushroom a day.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, all right.
I can't pass up my favorite food
I don't
for
even
the rest of my life.
I don't know what my least favorite food is, but I know that pizza is my favorite food, and I could not go the rest of my life without eating pizza.
Yeah, it's impossible. What are you gonna eat when we get our little get-togethers?
No, exactly. Uh, but that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Uh,
What do we have? 6 technical difficulties on the technical difficulties podcast, or
thank God I'm off work tomorrow because I'm gonna be up all night editing these all together and editing out fucking shit. But yeah, that's the first episode of Nick and Jake Have a Podcast.
Nick and Jake TBD?
Yeah, that's actually going to be the name for now. Now that you say that, Nick and Jake, TBD, ACAB.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Ooh,
AJAB. All Jakes are bastards.
I'm trying to think of something to put. APA. All podcasts are
Are
all
bangers.
APAP. All podcasts are bangers.
We'll figure this out.
We'll figure it out eventually. Give us some time. Bear with us. But until then, you can follow me on Twitter at your boy Squinch. Follow me on Facebook at your boy Squinch. Follow me on Facebook at Jake Noble. Instagram at Jake_Swole. TikTok your boy Squinch. Nick, just go somewhere in St. Louis and break a law. You might find him.
Yeah, you'll find me. I'll find you.
Yeah, you won't have to find him. He'll find you. With that being said, fuck the police. Have a great night. Anything
Peace
you
out.
anything you have, Nick?
No, peace out.
All right, have fun.
Good podcast.
Yeah, even though it took us, I think we've been recording for an hour and a half, and took us about 8 tries.
We'll get this together. We'll figure out our lives.
We'll figure out our lives. Like I said, you'll be moving closer to me, so we'll be able to just do in person.
Yes, sir.
But I'll talk to you later. You guys have a great night. Peace.